Have you ever wondered how to grow tomatoes efficiently? Today we're going to delve into tomato farming techniques that can help you yield a better harvest. Whether you're a seasoned farmer, a budding homesteader, or simply a curious gardener, understanding the art and science of tomato cultivation can significantly improve your harvest outcome. Just picture it, rows upon rows of ripe, juicy tomatoes, all thanks to your hard work and the right farming techniques. In this video, we'll touch on the importance of choosing the right tomato variety, preparing the soil for optimal growth, and the best practices for planting and spacing. We'll also guide you through the essential steps of watering, fertilizing, and managing pests and diseases, wrapping up with the exciting moment of harvesting your tomatoes. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel, Farming Knowhow, for more insightful videos like this. Let's get into it. The first step in growing tomatoes efficiently starts with choosing the right variety. Tomatoes come in a rainbow of colors, shapes, and sizes. From the small, sweet cherry tomatoes to the large, juicy beefsteak variety, there's a tomato for every taste. But it's not just about taste. Different types of tomatoes are suited to different climates and soil types. For instance, the heat-loving Roma tomato thrives in warmer climates, while the cold-tolerant Siberian variety can withstand cooler temperatures. Consider your local climate and soil condition before making your selection. Similarly, some tomatoes like the determinate types grow well in containers, making them perfect for urban farming or limited space gardening, while indeterminate varieties need more space to spread out. Remember, the success of your tomato crop heavily depends on the variety you choose. So take your time, do your research, and pick the variety that's just right for your farm. Choosing the right variety is the foundation of efficient tomato farming. Once you've chosen the right variety, the next step is preparing the soil. Soil preparation is a critical stage in the tomato farming process, and it's about more than just turning over the earth. It involves testing the soil, balancing its pH, and enriching it with organic matter. Let's begin with soil testing. This is important because it gives you a clear picture of your soil's current state. It can reveal the presence of essential nutrients or the lack thereof, and the pH level of your soil. Soil testing kits are readily available and easy to use. It's a small investment that can lead to a better harvest. Now let's talk about pH. Tomatoes prefer slightly acidic soil with a pH between 6 and 7. If your soil is too acidic or too alkaline, it can prevent the plants from absorbing the nutrients they need. You can adjust the pH by adding lime to increase alkalinity or sulfur to increase acidity. Remember, balance is key, but the soil preparation doesn't stop there. To ensure a healthy and productive crop, your soil needs to be enriched with organic matter. This can be compost, well-rotted manure, or a mix of both. Organic matter improves soil structure, encourages beneficial microorganisms, and provides a slow-release source of nutrients to your tomatoes. Work the organic matter into the top 6 to 8 inches of your soil. This is the zone where your tomato plants will establish their roots, so make it as hospitable as possible. And don't forget about mulching. A layer of organic mulch can help retain moisture, suppress weeds, and as it breaks down, it will continue to feed your soil and your plants. So, to sum it up, soil preparation involves testing your soil, balancing its pH, and enriching it with organic matter. It may seem like a lot of work, but it's worth it. The time and effort you put into preparing your soil can mean the difference between a mediocre harvest and a bountiful one. Proper soil preparation can significantly improve your tomato yield. With the soil ready, it's time to plant your tomatoes. You might be wondering, when is the best time to plant these vibrant, succulent fruits? Well, tomatoes love warmth. They thrive in temperatures between 50 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So it would be best to plant them after the last frost of the spring when the soil has warmed up. Let's talk about planting. If you're starting with seeds, plant them about 1/4 of an inch deep into the soil. Cover them lightly and keep the soil moist but not waterlogged. They'll need a good amount of sunlight, about 6 to 8 hours daily, so make sure they are in a well-lit area. If you're using seedlings, dig a hole deep enough to bury 2/3 of the plant. This encourages the growth of roots along the stem, leading to a stronger, more robust plant. Place the seedling in the hole, fill it with soil, and gently firm it around the base of the plant. Now let's talk about spacing. Proper spacing is crucial. It allows for good air circulation, which helps prevent the spread of diseases. It also provides enough room for the plants to grow and spread out without competing for nutrients. So, how far apart should tomato plants be? For determinate or bushy varieties, which don't grow very tall, space them about 2 feet apart. For indeterminate or vining tomatoes, which can grow quite tall and wide, give them a good 3 to 4 feet of space. Remember, the spacing between rows should be about 4 to 5 feet. This allows for easy access for care and harvesting. And there you have it. Planting tomatoes isn't rocket science, but it does require a bit of knowledge and care. With the right timing, planting technique, and spacing, you're setting the stage for a successful tomato harvest. Proper planting and spacing are key to healthy growth and high yields. So ensure you give your tomatoes the best start in life, and they'll reward you with a bountiful harvest. Now that your tomatoes are in the ground, let's talk about watering and fertilizing. Watering your tomatoes is not just a matter of routine. It's an art, a science, a delicate balance. Your tomatoes, like all living things, need water to survive and thrive, but too much water can be just as damaging as too little. Overwatering can lead to root rot and other diseases, while underwatering can stunt growth and reduce yield. So how do you strike the right balance? The key is to water deeply and infrequently. This encourages the roots to grow deep into the soil, making the plants more resilient and less dependent on frequent watering. Aim to water your tomatoes about once a week, giving them a good soak each time. A good rule of thumb is to water until the soil is moist to a depth of 6 to 8 inches. Of course, the exact watering schedule will depend on your local climate and soil type. In hot, dry climates, or if you're growing in sandy soil, you may need to water more frequently. In cooler, wetter climates or with clay soil, you may need to water less often. Now let's move on to fertilizing. Feeding your tomatoes is just as important as watering them. Tomatoes are heavy feeders, which means they need a lot of nutrients to grow and produce fruit. A balanced fertilizer, one that contains equal amounts of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, is a good starting point. However, as the plant grows and starts to set fruit, it's a good idea to switch to a fertilizer that's higher in phosphorus and potassium. These nutrients promote fruit production and help the plant resist diseases. Additionally, it's a good idea to add some organic matter like compost or well-rotted manure to the soil. This improves soil structure, aids in water retention, and supplies a slow-release source of nutrients. Remember, it's better to under-fertilize than to over-fertilize. Too much fertilizer can cause excessive leaf growth at the expense of fruit production, or even burn the roots. Consistent watering and proper fertilization are crucial for your tomatoes to thrive. Pests and diseases can be a big challenge in tomato farming. It's an inevitable part of the process, but that doesn't mean it's unbeatable. Let's talk about some common adversaries. First up, we have the notorious tomato hornworm. These green caterpillars love munching on your tomato leaves. The best way to manage them is by hand-picking or introducing natural predators like ladybugs or birds into your garden. Next, we have diseases like early blight and fusarium wilt. Early blight is a fungal disease that causes dark spots on the leaves and stems. On the other hand, fusarium wilt causes yellowing and wilting of the leaves. Both can be managed using resistant tomato varieties and practicing crop rotation. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. Regular inspection, proper hygiene, and maintaining a healthy garden ecosystem can go a long way in preventing these issues. Effective pest and disease management can save your harvest from significant losses. So stay vigilant and keep your tomatoes healthy and thriving. Finally, after all the hard work, comes the harvesting. The vibrant red color and the slightly soft feel are clear indications that your tomatoes are ripe and ready to be harvested. But remember, harvesting is not just about plucking. It's about care and precision. The best way to harvest is to gently twist and pull the tomato from the stem. Ensure you don't bruise the fruit or damage the plant. Now let's summarize. We've talked about choosing the right variety of tomatoes for your soil and climate, preparing the soil for planting, the importance of correct spacing, optimal watering and fertilizing techniques, and managing pests and diseases. Each of these steps plays a crucial role in ensuring a healthy and bountiful harvest. And there you have it, efficient tomato farming techniques. Remember to like and subscribe to Farming Know-How for more farming tips and tricks. Happy farming!